batting the lower half of the lineup. It is October, and if you're not a baseball fan, you should watch baseball anyway because it's some of the best baseball going on, and the Yankees need support right now. Good morning, my name is Neil Giles. I am the president and owner of Vestal Asphalt and BK Energy Services and several other companies in the area that will go unnamed because they were identified by the press as apparently illegal corporations hiding gas money. So, also being named as an outspoken advocate of gas and gas development, I'm very happy to be here this morning and support our information series through the Chamber of Commerce on gas development and what the effects will be in our economy in Broome County and the southern tier of New York. But before I go any further, I traditionally have something that I always do when I speak, and my family will know what the response should be. But I will ask to make sure that all of you are alert, listening, and about to help us finish up our presentations today. I'm going to say to you, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Very good, thank you. Well, I'm here today to tell you briefly about what people consider a success story. Our story about our business and our related efforts in gas development in Pennsylvania include relationships with many, many township highway superintendents and township highway systems. We've serviced that market for the last 35 years. And at the advent of gas drilling coming into the area, many townships called us, asked us to be involved with the road work, with the road redevelopment that they were going to have going on in their towns, and to make sure that they were represented fairly with what the processes were going to be. Our relationship with the township then grew into relationships with great companies like Chesapeake and WPX and others, and we forged a real true bond in being able to supply the necessary road work, site development, and paving operations that were needed to get Chesapeake to their sites and to keep the towns and the townspeople happy with their infrastructure and with their roads that they had. So our success story is that we were able to hire 80 additional people, put them to work, employ them, provide them health and medical benefits, 401k programs for retirement. We purchased millions of dollars worth of construction equipment from local supply houses, 30 new pickups, water trucks. We do a lot of hauling of water for the fracking, and have also been involved in horizontal boring when we ultimately are able to fill that 3 to 5 million gallon reservoir. We then, in many instances, that will be pumped to other reservoirs for the next well and the next well, and that involves boring under township and Pennsylvania state highways, stringing temporary plastic pipelines so that that water can be moved from one site to another effectively and safely. And so we got involved in that. We were involved in a company that does heavy truck safety, and they monitor for Chesapeake all of the vendors that use heavy trucks to supply their services, including water trucks, including sand trucks, drill rigs, and the like. All of the equipment haulers, the lowboys, and all of those were under the scrutiny of Chesapeake Energy in a private setting, but to the same high level of scrutiny that a New York State and Pennsylvania trooper would stop and enforce the Federal Motor Safety Carrier Act. Chesapeake spent a lot of money to ensure that their fleets and their subcontractors and the people with MSAs continue to run safe and effective fleets. If you were found to be out of service, you were told to do not come back until that truck was repaired and that it was checked, and that it would be back in service as soon as you were able to prove that you could run effectively and safely. To me, probably one of the biggest single areas that Chesapeake did not have to do, but did willingly and proved with their information and the results that their fleets on general in Pennsylvania were at least 17% safer than the national average. So, when you think about the trucks, and the naysayers will tell you that there's a lot of truck traffic and they're unsafe and so on and so forth, I can tell you that if you pass a truck involved in the gas development business, it will probably be much, much safer than any municipal truck in the southern tier. So, they are under scrutiny. They have to reach and maintain a higher level than the average trucker, the average trucking firm. So I think that's just in itself a very good indication that these people are doing it right. I'd like to speak for a moment on some other little side benefits of success in this gas development. We were very, very fortunate that through the development of our companies, we were able to look at the future, look at what we were doing as businesses, and we brought back 7 college graduates, 7 young men that were destined to leave this area, 2 of them my sons, but found no opportunities in Binghamton, found no growing, energetic opportunities here locally. We're destined to move to Arlington, Virginia, to Boston, to other meccas of young people where there were jobs and there were opportunities. We brought 7 of them back, and they're here. They are involved in our businesses. They are in management positions and part of our responsibility is providing the services and safeties that we need to provide as companies, and they're happy. What did they do when they came back to Binghamton after being out to college? And we have one MBA graduate and perhaps another one on his way. But when they came back, what did they do? They bought a car or a truck. They bought housing or rented housing. And they bought groceries. Maybe a little beer, but a lot of groceries. And so if people say to you, I don't understand where this money's going, but I don't think it's going to anyone but a few, I can tell you for fact that the money goes to everyone. And on a weekly basis, our people get annually millions of dollars in payroll. They spend it on vehicles, housing, and groceries, all in the southern tier, all locally. And when we are able to do things as a business, we spend it on meeting rooms at the Holiday Inn Arena. Thank you, nice to see you. And we spend it with other businesses in the southern tier. We buy other services, other goods. We don't keep it, we spend it. So, in a very concise manner, many of you have heard this story before, but we are proponents of this development. We believe in it. We know that it can be done safely. We're involved and have been involved in over 200 fracking operations with water, trucks, equipment, and without incident. No one even knows that it went on. It's done. It's over. Many of the areas have been reseeded, and you would be hard-pressed to tell today that anything actually really went on there. So, I appreciate the opportunity to support the local community, the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you and the staff for being able to put this on today, and hope that you will have realized a little bit more positive information about what natural gas development can do in our area. Finally, the bottom of our batting order, we have a young man that got up at 4:30 this morning, drove here from Saratoga to speak on behalf of the National Federation of Independent Business. And I would like for you, rather than to clap for me, to give a very warm Broome County welcome to Mike Durant, the Executive Director of the National Federation of Independent Business. Thank you.